I guess I could take it right down with us.
Yeah, you have everything you need? Well, that'll work. On the back or something.
Do you know if
Yeah, she's on the back of that.
Yeah.
Shall we come to order? Yeah, go ahead. All right, shall we come to order?
need somebody to do that?
Forget about this pledge on it.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move as swiftly as we can here.
She's the one that sent me an email that we were having a meeting, so.
We all ready?
yes.
First thing on our agenda, let's appoint Jerry as tax collector. We need to do that by resolution. So I need a motion to appoint Gerald Spaid as tax collector.
I'll make a motion to appoint Gerald Spaid as tax collector for Coalport Borough.
You get that? Who made the motion?
By resolution, yeah.
Yes, if you just go back to that. Need a second? Got a second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right. So, you with us? Hey, if we go
Yep,
too
one
fast,
way.
let me know. All right, next thing we need to do is we need to vote on a bond, which chances are everything's going to be fine there. You applied through Peter Group, through Joe Keith. The price of the bond is $675. It's for $200,000 rather than $250,000. I asked, I said, where did the $250,000 come from? And he said, that's what Barbie gave me. We just did the math based on the millage and figured it out, and that comes to under $200,000. Now this is 50%. The judge requires 50%, so you would multiply the millage times 2 million. So I'm just doing it by 1 million. It's the same as dividing by half. So that number would be under $200,000. Saves a few bucks. And then the other municipalities or the school district in the county will pitch in for that. It'll be proportionate. And Jerry, I need to know your hours. We can also give you a room. If you, down at the community room, we can make that available to you. So you can pretty much set your hours, whatever you want. If you can tell me, I would appreciate it.
According to the code, you only need 3 days, 2 weeks prior to the day that the discount period ends, according to the code on this. I'll be accessible to anybody at any time.
All right, you're going to be at your store.
Okay. But if you, the office would be a place. There's going to be software.
Yes, we have to get
Oh.
that to you. do we have a flash drive? I saw one in here at one point.
Well,
There
we-
was a brand new one.
We thought
We
about
could
doing a
email it.
flash
Why
drive
can't we
and
just
it's on the
email
computer.
that to you? The
would
software on it,
answer
and you need to install it on your computer.
Yeah.
We do that, just email it to them. It should be in desktop because it's on the front, so we should be able to find it. It's
Yeah.
not easy to find.
So
stuff
you're
on
going to
that
have an
computer.
office with a computer?
No, you would have to provide your own if you had a laptop. You don't. You're under no obligation to use this.
Yeah.
We're just going to make that available to you if you need it.
Yeah. By February the 15th, we should have some kind of idea what we can negotiate on an office. I mean, I would be willing to, because it does speak to the issue of data, and the framers never thought about.
Computers. No, where are you
Computers
going?
and data
What's
process.
your point?
Well, instead of you having here, and I don't know what the expense would be, but if I could have $50 a month, it would.
Oh, I thought you were going to work for free. Last time you said you worked for free, like
No,
us.
tax collector's not a free job.
Neither is this. You're not going to work for free. I can't tell you how disappointed I am. I thought for sure you were.
Well,
working for
I mean,
free.
we can negotiate these things, whatever you
No,
want to
you're
do.
entitled to, but I just
Yeah.
thought you said you worked for
Yeah.
free the last time.
Well, I do
guess
do all
changed
this
it up.
free. This is like 20 hours to
That's
do.
for you. That's not
That's
for
not for
us.
us.
We're doing here for free.
Oh, no,
All right, we
it's
get
for
it.
the people.
We get it.
It's for the people.
It ain't something to laugh.
Oh, we got to do the oath. We got to swear
Yeah.
you in, I guess, as
Yeah,
tax
I
collector.
would like.
Then we'll.
I made originals, and I know you don't want to use it,
No,
but
we have our own resolutions.
But I have, if you want to read that, I need at least 4 copies, originals,
Of what?
signed,
Of
of the resolution so I can take it to the school,
Of the
to the
resolution
tax
that you
claim.
did.
the tax claim bureau,
Okay, I'll get those for you.
and that's why I made them, so that
Okay, so you
I
want
so that
four.
save you from doing all
Okay.
that.
It'll be no problem. We can.
I'll do
All we
that.
have to do
I mean,
is-
if you want to strike anything in that,
I know ours is done right. I don't know about yours.
If he died, it's
Guess it better be closer. Or is a wide angle lens? Repeat after me, please. I, Reverend Gerald W. Spaid Sr.,
I, Reverend Gerald W. Spaid Sr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my office
as tax collector in the Borough of Coalport,
as tax collector in the Borough of Coalport,
Clifford County, with
Clifford County,
fidelity.
with fidelity. Thank you,
Congratulations.
Madam.
And we have the resolution, which you said by resolution, right?
Yes. Yeah. We
Okay.
just all we
So
have to
now
do is
you
fill
want
some
me
stuff
to
in.
do 4 resolutions for you.
Yeah, that they don't want copies; they want originals.
Okay, so that means, okay, I'll get them out and we can sign. Okay, that's all. The press isn't here for a
And if I could have that certificate signed by the president and you, that would be.
I will, yes,
I'll put that on my wall.
I will.
All right. So your hours basically are anytime anybody walks into your office.
They can, or they can have an appointment. If they need one at 3 in the morning, I'll be there. I want to
because
be
this-
accessible. Even in here in the manual, it says most tax collectors are accessible to their people.
Are you able to give a address if they want to mail one in? Mail something in?
Oh yeah, but I don't, this is up to you as a council. Do you want your own post office box for that, or
Yeah,
or
for-
do
for what are
you?
you talking about? What are you talking about? I missed something.
Like if we can mail in taxes,
Well, you
do
use
we?
the same account, the same address that's always been used. Even with Noel not being here, she used what Mary
That's what I was
Glass used.
asking, if that was still
Yes.
accessible.
Is there a mailbox specifically for?
I actually would have to look what people, it would be on the tax bills where
Yeah.
you're to mail it, so that will stay the same, but you will need to come up with some hours to put on those tax bills, which are going to be going out soon.
Yeah.
So that, off the top of your head, would you have any idea what you're going to put on there?
I really don't, because people, as was explained, LaDawn explained that she works during the day and she has to be at night.
No,
So-
I mean,
No, we're
but
talking
you
you.
can set your hours anytime
Yeah. Oh.
you want.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
But
pretty
people,
much
ten-
what the
people
tax-
that know the 3 days you're going to be here, or you know whether
You
it's
can do
going
it
to be
one day.
Yeah.
Or how
You
many.
could, yeah, you
people
could do
know.
it any time from your
I need to tell
building
the
to
school
here
district
or.
tomorrow
Uh,
what your hours are. They've asked.
Yeah,
I,
but
I just, I'm accessible in my office from
Well, I
10
know,
until
but
5.
Whenever you make up the tax bill, you're gonna have to put some specific hours on there.
I would like appointments that they know, they call me and say, I want to come now.
So you're saying
What
you're
would
gonna
you
do it
like
by
right
appointment
now?
only?
Yeah.
What's that now?
What would you like right now?
Oh, boy.
Right now, until
Yeah.
you establish where your
Well, it's
office.
going to be on the
on the
bill.
On the
He's
bill,
saying he
or
wants
can
by.
pay it and what time.
Yeah.
Can you give one day a week at a certain time? Anything you want by appointment only? That's what you're going to say on
Yeah.
this?
By appointment, and that is at their discretion. They're my boss. The taxpayers are my boss.
Okay, so.
So
do you
whenever
like
they
to-
want me there, I will be there. If they want to mail, checks are
Well,
great.
What time are you normally in your office?
I'm a notary signing agent. I can be gone 6 hours at a time, so that's why I'm hedging on telling you when. I do everything by appointment with people.
But you're gonna have to give them some hours,
Hours,
Jerry.
Yeah.
Specific hours, like
Um,
Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Generally in the morning I'm there. But see, that for LaDawn that would not be a
Who
good
cares?
No,
time.
no,
Yeah,
no,
forget
that's-
about her. Let's
no.
just, you just
I'm,
give us some
I'm not
hours.
worried about me,
Yeah,
just
10
like,
10 until noon.
10 to noon
That's why I
it
voted
is.
no.
10
What days? Every day?
10
It could be every day,
Monday through
because
Friday,
I do
10.
appointments early in the morning, and I go to them, and then I'm back by 10 o'clock.
You don't have to say Monday through Friday. Though. Do you want to say it's up to you? Just give me 10 to 12.
Well, the way the manual talks, there's only 2 weeks out of that you really have to specify 3 different days in those 2 weeks. Otherwise, I am accessible to
Anytime.
anybody at any time.
Well,
Okay,
give me
so-
one day, then 10 to 12 on Monday. You'll be there. Can I say that?
Yeah, Monday's a good day,
All right. So you have to have something.
because
You need an evening hour, Jerry.
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
There's no requirement that he works.
But you
they
can-
just do that to try to accommodate people. But
yeah. If they
Just pick
now
anything.
my building is not handicapped accessible due to the Borough Council of years ago. Not
See, I haven't read the. I haven't had time.
so here's my thing, my statement. I will come to them at the curb, or if they are homebound, I will come. I go to their house. I do that. I do that for notaries.
I haven't read that manual. It's what you just described.
Well, I have
The
a lot
fact
of
that
it.
you're-
I have
know,
it,
I received. I have a copy. I haven't had the opportunity to go through that very much.
Yeah.
What I want to know is the fact that your building is not handicapped accessible. Is that going to present a problem for you taking this position?
No,
All right.
they're not going to. When I say that I'll do home,
All right.
I even had a sign that stated that. But if they need me to come to the curb, which
All right.
I do notary work on the side of the curb.
Okay. But we need don't when we leave. Before we leave, let's remember to email him that rack information. R-A-K.
There,
All right, we're gonna
there is
email
one
just
other
2
issue.
things there.
If we can discuss this now, or you want to discuss
Go
it
right
later.
ahead. We may as well take it up now.
According to the law, it can't be in my Social Security anymore, and it has to be 2 entities that are on it. And the mayor and I discussed this. All of you counselors cannot be involved with financial matters. It's unlawful according to the Borough Code. And I was thinking,
Don't know about that.
on the account, it will have my name and another entity, and I was thinking it should be taxpayer. The mayor and I discussed it, a taxpayer, a tax collector, and the mayor's office. That way, if there's a transition, it has to be two entities of the borough that are on it, and none of the councilors' names can be on it.
Well, I wouldn't know if any of this is accurate, to be honest with you. Have you had a chance, everybody?
Well,
I haven't had the
I can
opportunity.
show you in here if you want to
No.
see it. But
I-
how do
that's
you?
fine by me.
Where's the account at now? And are you
It's
going to
in
audit
Northwest-
what
it's-
Noel did?
What's that?
Are you going to audit what Noel did so far, or is there going to be an audit of her books first? I mean, it's for her protection and mine.
We haven't made any arrangements to have those books audited.
We just
At this
wanted
point-
to get, we just wanted to appoint somebody just to
Yeah.
get people.
'Cause
When Noel took over, they weren't audited,
No,
were they?
no. Mary Glass had it. Mary Glass quit at the end of the season. And this kind of is too. You're going to be done with the first half, and now the second half, which is mostly the school district, will come out
Yeah.
in July here.
But all the taxes are good up until December the 31st.
Yes, yes. If somebody's coming in late, you'll have to take it, and they'll have to give them a receipt. That's probably the best you can do. It
Mhm.
goes into that account, and you'll have to then distribute it from that account. I guess we'll have to get the account information for you.
I prefer checks, but I will take cash. And what I do with the Commonwealth is I write a check out for the cash, and then I deposit the money in my account.
Yeah, somebody probably will give you cash,
Did
and
you
you'll have
hear
to
him say
deposit
that
it.
it's northwest?
Yeah,
No, I
don't know
didn't
that.
hear that.
Yeah, it's northwest.
That's
I don't know
that's
the
why I
account.
need a resolution to take into them showing that I'm certified to address that account, or else they won't even talk to me.
They'll talk to you, Jerry. You won't get any results, but they'll talk to you.
I like PSECU for the fact that I deposit everything with my
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
This phone right here is my depository.
No, I would have to look.
And another thing that PSECU does is the minute I put that money in there, I could give it to the borough immediately. I don't know
I
what
don't know what this
Northwest's
is.
policy is with local government, but generally it's a 7-day wait. If I put $5,000 in or greater than that, they're going to be a 7-day waiting period, and I don't know how you want the money dispersed to
Yes,
you.
$200,000.
But I could do it immediately if you needed it. Unless you
don't
want
have
it in
to.
the account to get interest on it, and that's
No,
it.
I don't think anything's in that account long enough. From what I understand, it's in there, and you disperse it to the 3 entities fairly quickly.
Okay.
So I don't know at what frequency you will take money to the bank. I think
You
Noel-
set that up. I mean,
Yeah.
the council has to set that up.
Noel did it once a week. Mary Glass did it less frequently. So I don't know who set that stuff up. Really don't know. Again, I've seen this stuff. I don't know the account number.
Well, it's the borough's money, and
Part of it is.
you can get it when you. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. But,
Yeah.
oh.
Most of it is actually the school district money, since they have the highest millage, and that's the one that's coming up right now. Now, I do know who seems to know a lot about this is the guy at the school. What's his?
Jeff
Jeff
Westover, yeah.
Yes,
He's already called, but I wasn't
Yeah.
in the position to do anything.
Okay.
Once I walk in the office with the resolution,
Yeah, you should be all right. I don't know what else we can do right now. We're going to have to get him the information that he requires, though. You know, the bank accounts. We can get you the RAC program pretty quickly. I guess I was thinking everything would be in that RAC program. It may very well be. The accounts
yeah.
and how you distribute it. It's all done electronically now. It should be. if she mailed stuff out, I wouldn't know why you would need to do that in today's world. But I don't know anything about that really, what she did. If she got up to speed real shortly, you should be able to as well. And I think she may have used Mary Glass, who I'm quite sure would talk to you and help you with
Oh,
this. So
yeah.
you should be okay there, I would
Yeah.
think, getting up and running. All right, is there anything else we have to do here?
After they're finished, Jerry, you and I will go over to the office and I'll fill all these out and start.
Okay.
We got everything we need for the moment?
Got everything I need.
All right, now, let's move on. We need to approve, what's the name of that contract?
Macaulay Landscape.
McCully Landscaping. The last
Oh,
time
we
we
did.
approved the amount, we just
Kirk.
did not mention that guy's name. So it has to do with repairing the cross drain at the bottom of Spruce Street. We approved, what did we approve? $1,200 or something? Was it about $1,200 to
That
have
was $1,000.
$1,000?
Yeah, $1,000.
I think we
All right.
approved 1,200 just then.
Yeah, whatever. It was somewhere around there. We just did not mention the contractor's name, and there were other bids. We took the low bid. So I need a motion to appoint McCully. McCully. I don't know why I have trouble with this guy's name.
He's
make that
good.
motion.
He
Okay.
does all of
Okay.
Glendale year round.
Need a second?
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Satisfied there. Does that give you what
Yeah,
you
that
need?
was a quote, is what he gave us.
Right, which because of the low price that we don't
Yeah,
need
he
to
was
bid it
low.
out. That's all we need. All right, at that point, I want to give a little bit of an update on the nightmare, what we went through trying to get a COVID grant for Coalport. The way this works, the federal government sends their information to the state sends it to the county, and the county sends the information to the municipalities. Everybody did exactly what they were supposed to do, yet Coalport did not receive notice of that. We didn't receive notice because the county did not have the correct email address, and council has nobody to blame but itself. Not this council, but somehow the courthouse had the wrong email address. John, you have corrected that. They now have the right email address. But if not for Mike, we wouldn't have had any information about this grant. By the time he got it to me, it was 1 week late. They were asking municipalities to have it submitted within 5 days. So we got it, and I called everybody on probably 4 hours notice, and they all came down on very little notice, and we worked really hard, and this total grant totaled about, what was it, $51,000 over a 2-year period. We thought we did a pretty good job. We came up with a proposal. Sean sat at the keyboard the whole night, and we got down to the very bottom, and it asked for something called a SAM number. What is that? Systems Award Management
They
number.
wanted the SAM expiration date.
Okay, which
You don't have one.
we did
But you
not
can
have
register
one.
real quick on
Oh,
one.
yes, we know all
we
about
did.
that. We've been down this road. I'll tell you how quick this is.
The issue we come up
Go
with
ahead.
was we tried to register as a new entity because the old one was gone,
Yes, they expire.
but our DUNS number was still associated with the old entity. So it would not let us, because the DUNS number was already being in use, as they call it, even though it wouldn't let us get into the other email or other account. And we didn't know what email and password they used for the other account because there was 2 stored on the computer. We tried both of them. We tried different combinations. We tried everything we could try. And it would not let us go any farther. So then we tried to put in a letter stating that we have a new, what is it, account?
It was a
new
notarized
account.
letter. We went and had this thing notarized.
Well, have them
account, a new
expunge your
password.
old DUNS
Well,
number.
it's not that easy. Believe me.
We even had it notarized.
I just wanted you to know, first, how many man hours do you suppose? We were here, 3 nights in a row working on
No,
this?
4 nights in a row from 7 to 10:30 at night.
So when he was on the computer, you put a lot of man hours into this, right? A lot of man hours.
I even
And
wrote
we
the
did-
letter up trying to say that we had a new entity administrator. Yeah.
Yes, and then that letter was rejected because it said we had the wrong business name and the wrong address.
Coalport Borough.
So
That's the
yes,
only thing
how
we
many,
know Coalport
what
Borough's
else
ever
can
been
it
known
be?
as.
So
Borough of
here's,
Coalport.
here's where we're at after all of that. After all
It's
that
always
nonsense.
simplistic
Could
things.
be
Well,
better.
what-
It only took me 10 minutes to
Well,
register, and I got
know.
everything.
Here, nothing. Whatever should take 5 minutes will take 5 weeks. And it's not because we're stupid. We had a whole bunch of eyes looking at this, and we tried to figure this out. Where this is now, I was forced to call the United States Representative, Glenn Thompson.
There you go. There you go.
All right, now, and they were very swift to get on this.
Mm-hmm.
That was Thursday. Now, they had to give it to GSA, whatever GSA is, and they are now looking into this. But we could not solve this problem. Who knows why? I mean, if you can't get the right email address to the county, how could those same people do this correctly? And we can't undo it. You can't get on there and actually see this on sam.gov. You can't see what the previous people did. So we were just trying to guess and do the best. We tried getting a new one. We tried renewing the old one. Nothing will work. So now we need
There's
Glenn
three.
Thompson to help us.
There's
Believe
three-
me, we've been all through this, Cherry.
Yeah, there's
We've
three
been through this
entities
for
that
hours.
have all of that.
Yes,
for
and
sand.
we've been down that road, and some will charge you money, but Coalport does not come up. Period. It
No,
does not
no, because
come
it
up.
expires.
Yes, they expire annually, which is typically no problem.
Yes.
All you need is the right data. We can't provide it. It's like the tax nightmare. So I'm going to
Well,
go
the
in-
fire company's expires in 2022.
Yeah, ours, they expire every year. This one has probably expired years
The
ago,
last-
which is not a
The
big
last,
deal.
I think,
I went
was-
through the emails to see about the renewal, to see what renewals they had sent us to, maybe get some information as far as a username or password or something. And the best I can figure, the last time it ran out was 2018, and it was never renewed after that. That's the best I could figure. That's the last email I found, was that it expired in March of 2018.
That's
but
that's
anyway.
why, because if it would have expired 10 years ago, you wouldn't have been in the system.
Anyway, the tragedy is the longer we wait, the less likely we are to get this money. Some municipalities are already, they want to give this away. They're begging you to apply. They want to give it away, and we can't. So now we are-
Vicaria hasn't.
Yeah, everybody, Houtzdale,
Yeah, we got a whole
everybody but
list of who
Coalport.
gets what and how
Coalport,
much.
this is like entering a horse in the Kentucky Derby, picking a horse from the glue factory, and that's Coalport. It really is. Secretary is out front, and here comes Fiedelbaum. I hate to say that, but that's the way it is here.
I feel
So-
like we were trying to get 5 steps forward and it's 15 steps back.
So there's
The
another
way I
grant.
got things done is you go to your Pennsylvania representative and then get
Well,
him
you
to,
don't.
get
This
him
is federal.
get him to
Yes.
talk to Glenn.
This is federal money. Glenn's staff has been first class. I sent them an email on Thursday. They responded by Friday. They
Yep.
submitted it to the GSA. I have if we get nothing, I have no problem what those people did for us. They did everything they can do. Now I'm going to go on a little bit here and talk. We also have this tax nightmare. So I also brought that up to them. And hopefully they are going to help us solve the problem we have with our federal taxes. And basically I said, it never ends. If you don't file the proper paperwork, they penalize you forever. I said, this just is not fair. It's not right. Tell us what we owe. We will pay it and close this out. So now that problem is not as easy as this. We still don't have a SAM number, and this problem here is much more difficult. So I'm on hold. I'm waiting for another person from the representative's office to contact me. I don't know where it goes, but I'm getting as much help as we possibly can. The problem with all of this stuff, it burns you out. You will use up this entire council. Now, everything you touch in this borough, like I said, what would take me 5 minutes at home, takes me 5 weeks here. I'm going to go down to the next one there, where the borough must repay roughly $25,000 to liquid fuels. So what we have to do is take money out of general revenue. So we're kind of paying ourselves out of general revenue and put that into liquid fuels. This problem arose because in 2018 we resurfaced Spruce Street. For some reason, we could not provide the receipt that said that we paid that to Quaker State Sales. So by the time I came on here, that audit was already closed out. I tried to get as much to them as I possibly could. I got the money that we borrowed from the county, I got that to them, which saved us a little bit, but they closed out the audit. When I came on in April 19th, that audit was to be closed out in February 10th. So we now have to pay. Now that there's a silver lining here, we will have lots of money in liquid fuels for paving. So we'll pave, but that's going to make things tight. Where we have problems is in the general revenue budget. That's where our problem lies. And we owe Walt a lot of money. We have to pay for 2 audits. We have to pay money back to liquid fuels. We are being as conservative and as judicious with our money as we can possibly be. Half the people are working for free. The only person that's getting paid is Walt, and we don't actually pay him. We will, but we haven't yet. We owe him for, I don't know how many hundreds of hours at this point, probably over 2. Anybody have any other comments on this stuff?
Yeah, it's
Just
Sad.
general fund pays the bills and liquid fuels doesn't.
Yes, for
And
your general operating
that's the bad
expenses,
thing
that
about
would be
it is-
right. So you can't use liquid fuels to pay the electric bill. It's restricted money. I say that all the time, and people don't get that, but
I like to know what we're at so we can pay Walt something.
well, we can pay him. It's a matter now. This is in Rich Strong's court right now. He came up. We gave him all the financial information we possibly could. So not only does he have to pay Walt, but he has to set up money. He has to pay all the stuff to the IRS, so we don't get back in the same jam that we're trying to get out of. He's charging us $300 a month.
He's
And
taking
then
care of
he
all
has
that.
the audits to do. So none of this ever goes as fast as I would like it to go, but I'm dependent upon other people to do these things. All right, that takes us down to my last item on the agenda. We have opened an insurance claim under our employee bonds. And what happened here, the women that we hired were not trained to do this job. You're not born with the ability to deal with the IRS and the Social Security and the state IRS, so we have that big mess. So what happens, there's something in the bonds that basically says if these people are negligent, I'll use that word, that we can recover some of the money that this cost us. So now again, I hate to ask this of the board, but we have to now sit here tonight. I'm going to ask them, we're going to go through the year 2015 and look for tax records, anything that indicates that the employee did not do her job correctly. For example, we found many, many checks that were just never deposited, never cashed, just thousands of dollars worth of checks. One of those checks actually was from the insurance company for $800, and it laid in there for months and months until we found it and cashed it. And some of the things are so old they can't be cashed. So we will try to get the insurance to pay for some of that, pay for these fines and penalties that we just pay out year after year. We have to tally that up. Now, John, when you and I look, was the last one we found on taxes that went to the IRS? Do you recall?
Yeah, it was December 2020. It was a sequence of about 8 checks right in a row, and it totaled almost $12,000 straight to the IRS.
Now, what we don't know how much of that was fines and penalties and how much was regular payroll taxes that were taken out of the employee's pay. So we'd have to do some calculations.
How are you
and
going
look at
to
that.
prove malicious intent?
I don't think we have to prove. Nobody's ever said anybody was malicious. That was not one word that was ever
And the bottom
used.
line is in
No, that
in
is
court.
not the bottom
in court
line. We are
they,
not going to court. This is an insurance claim.
They will go to court.
Then that's up to them. They can go to court.
Yeah.
All we have to do is show that the secretaries did not perform at an acceptable level. And that shouldn't be too hard. If you find checks that were never cashed, the first thing I'll start with was the audit from 2018, where there were $38,000 worth of improper accounting, bookkeeping entries in that audit. The second one, the next one for 2018, exactly the same results. That right there, without going any further, tells you your bookkeepers do not know what they were doing. Would I use the word malicious intent? I most certainly would not.
But
They
that's
did
what you're
not-
going to have to prove.
That's not my problem. And you don't know that, Jerry. You don't know what's going to happen, and neither do I. You don't even know if this insurance
I've
company
seen
will
case
pay.
law. I've seen case
Yes,
law.
I know, Jerry. I'm not going to argue the law with you. But anyway, that is our job to follow that. If we sit here, my job, no matter how distasteful this is, my job is to get this money back for the borough. We bond people for a reason.
Right.
We can collect under these bonds, perhaps, and it means this board right here, and I'm going to get volunteers for this. We have to take 1 year at a time, go through every bill. You guys know there were all kind of late fees here, year after year. There were late fees. There were checks not deposited. There were finance reports that were blank, right? You showed me some that had absolutely nothing for a quarter at a time in a finance report for what your employee costs were.
Right.
So all of that stuff establishes pretty clearly that the employees did not know what they were doing. They
Exactly.
just didn't. They shouldn't have been hired to do this job, but they were, and this is how it ends up. And we knew this. We tried to get Catherine in 2019, and we did for a little bit.
It's like it's
Anybody have-
insurance, you know?
Yes. So anyway, anybody have any, you can come, that's basically what I have on all of this, and all this is very sad, and it burns people out, and I kind of feel really down and hopeless about the whole thing, to be honest with you. But go ahead. If anyone else has any comments here, feel free.
No, I just,
It is what it is.
Paul, on a bright note, I'd just like to say that the street fair went real well.
Oh, thank you.
John did a good job, and
Good job,
the
John.
people that are
Yes.
helping him out. I just thought it was a nice street fair, especially after the COVID, to see people back in town. And
have some
I think
fun.
the vendors
Yeah,
did well
that's-
down there. Kelvin, did you guys do well?
Oh, we sold that. So
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
Well,
well,
see,
yeah. What did
he
you
sold
selling?
out. The guy that was selling French fries by the medical center sold out. The guy that was selling the
Funnel cakes.
Okay.
Funnel cakes.
yeah,
Yeah,
he sold out, and I think somebody was selling
And
roast beef. They sold out. So
you sold out?
I think the
Oh, yeah.
vendors
What were
did
you
well, and
we had hot sausage and sweet
I don't know how the streetscape
Success
made
then.
out, but
Yeah.
Great. That's good news there.
yeah,
That is
even with
a
the
great
rain,
note.
it went well. But
Well, fortunately, it didn't start raining until all the other activities were done.
yeah, everything seemed to go well. The kids seemed to have a good time down by the
I
truck
heard
there. Yeah,
my
They,
cousin
they,
says
seem, they seem to like the inflatable obstacle course a lot better after it rained.
Slippery, yeah.
They were flying off that thing.
we tore down yesterday and we organized the room back there a little better with the tents and stuff. So we put some things in totes just to make it easier so when we get things out next year. You know, and Walt, God bless him. He does a good job. He knows what
Yes.
he's doing. I'll tell you what, he's super. He does a good job.
We've
You
never
know?
had any complaints about Walt. Have we?
No.
We never did either.
Nope. He needs.
Never had
to-
any about Calvin either.
Yeah, he had things
Sorry
all
to see you
organized.
go.
Him and Mary Sue. I mean, he pretty much knows what needs to be done, and we did it. You know.
well, I thank
Hey,
you too, because without your help, you know what
Well,
I mean. Walt really does need your help.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Walt needs my help, but
I
Walt
appreciate
knows the ropes. All
Yes.
Yeah.
I do is ask him what he wants, what we need to do, and we do it.
no, but I
You
do
know?
appreciate that though. I
Yep.
appreciate everybody's help and clean up.
it seemed that people
It seemed like
on the
everybody
streets,
really enjoyed
on
it.
Main Street were
Yeah.
sweeping the sidewalks and doing some good things. All
It was nice to see the community come together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody have anything else?
Just glad everybody had a good
Anything,
time.
Calvin?
No, I'm good.
You're good?
Just like I told you, I'd be here.
We got that all resolved. You missed it.
I'm
Missed
sorry.
the fanfare.
The wife
Oh,
wanted me
just-
to take her out to eat.
I want no excuses
always-
now, Calvin. Always
always-
blaming the wife.
It's always the wife.
Always the wife.
I said, holy smokes, I'm supposed to be there at 7.
Well, we're going to cut you some slack this time.
I
Don't let
appreciate
it happen again.
They won't.
All right,
I appreciate
Calvin.
it.
All right, if there's nothing else, Motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
Oh, yes, I always forget that one. Go ahead.
Which one?
Motion to pay the bills.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion.
I
Do I have a second? All
I
in
second
favor?
that.
Aye, we
Aye.
want to pay those bills. Now I need that motion to adjourn.
Make the motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second? Nobody wants to
I'll
leave.
second.
I got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we're out of here.
Who made the motion?
I'm going to adjourn
Yeah.
You did?
To adjourn.
with me.